Hello and welcome to Todos Somos Marcos. We're in Ward Valley, California, in the Mojave Desert. This is our land. Bureau of Land Management manages it. Now, for 11 years, they've been trying to push forward, somebody's been trying to push forward a plan by which the BLM would transfer the land to the state of California, and they would lease it to a company named USA Ecology, who would use it as a low-level nuclear waste dump. This plan has been debated for years, and boy, we haven't talked to anyone down here in the Needles area that likes it, but the 5 Colorado Indian tribes that live in this area and consider this valley sacred especially do not like it. They have vowed that they will not allow further disturbance of this beautiful desert valley. And they're camped out here. Now the BLM, they say they haven't made a decision, but that they want to have tests done. Now they've hired a pro-nuclear company to do the tests on, and they plan to dig pits to see if tritium, some radioactive element, seeps into the ground. The Indians have said, and joined by environmentalists from all over the country, who have joined together to make a stand here, that this land will not only will it not be a nuclear waste dump, but it will not be further disturbed. Here we are at the encampment. Let's check it out. Ready? This afternoon out at the press conference, I spoke to Patty McGuire, the BLM guy, and this is what he said, that they had made an agreement with the tribes that the tribes would leave there for tritium testing. Now,
they had not made an agreement with the tribes. They had offered the tribes an agreement.
I see.
But it had not been accepted, in that the Department of Interior has been speaking out of both sides of its mouth with the tribes and with the public. On one hand, it says they have been saying they want to find tritium, they want to cancel this project, and if you want to find tritium and you want to cancel a project, you do not hire a company like Brown and Root that builds nuclear power plants to come out and do your testing for you. And this is the type of circumstances and the type of promises that the tribes have been given all along. You know, it's another case of broken treaties and broken promises.
That's right.
And at this point, it's time to draw the line in the sand. The tribes have said it's time, and so we are answering their call, and we are supporting their position of no further desecration.
No.
Laugh on all kinds of occasions. Even though we are confronting battle, we will still laugh and have a good time. It's a celebration for us. No matter how we look at things as victory at all times. Because this was our land from the from the beginning until we found Columbus. And he ruined it for us. A lot of times I address non-Indians when I go out and talk about Ward Valley. I told some of the elders last night at a meeting, I said, you know what? I said, a long time ago you remember that when we were along the Colorado River, we lived like in paradise, as Adam and Eve did. We walked around on this place with just the men folk, just wearing rabbit skins in the front and back. We had no shame. We didn't know what shame was. We had the women walking around exposing their breasts, didn't have no underwear but grass skirts. But we never had no lust. We had no greed. We had love in our heart for each other. We always stayed together, united and in harmony. That's the way we always were. We're always going to be that way. That's why we always think of religious rights, and we have religious rights to do what we want to do. I said this, but don't put this down. And one of the women said, well, let's go naked. Then I'll arrest us. But no. I didn't say which one said it. But no, this was just a private jokes amongst us, because we were saying this. This is what I was saying. We like to have peace and harmony no matter the hard times we see ahead of us. We always have to have a little laughter.
I'm only going to act as a facilitator for this, but under their delegation, I am authorized as a spokesperson for what we term as the Colorado River Native Nations Alliance. That's the 5 river tribes on the lower Colorado, which include the Fort Mojave tribe, the Chemehuevi tribe, the Cochon tribe, the Kokopah tribe, and the Colorado River Indian tribes.
The federal government has an inherent right to protect the tribe. When it took our land, we were given what we have right now 20 miles from here. That's all we got. And now we're faced with another threat to further degrade our tribe. With what little we got, we're going to hold on to where we're at here. We're not going to go away. We can't pick up and move like other people. They come here, they invaded our land. Our elders have told us that we were created, we were placed here. We have a story from Abikwame that shows how we were made, created, and placed here along the river to protect the river for our people, our tribe. But not only that, but for all people, because they knew what was going to happen and what was going to come here. So that's why you see a lot of other people supporting us in this effort, because they know they have lived through the effects of this radioactive waste. Many people have died. We have other tribes in other areas of the United States that are faced with these same problems. But this is a time for all of us to come together as people of color to stop this. The federal government, we can no longer stand by as people to allow this to continue to happen to us.
They send their delegates out to try to negotiate with us. And when you negotiate with someone, you're accepting that responsibility, saying that, yeah, we want it here, we don't want it here. There are no negotiations. We the people along the Colorado River and people below, down in Southern California, down in Mexico, Arizona, they all strive on this water. They all survive off this water. This is not just a Native American issue. This is a people issue.
Let me tell you people, there is no other option for us. This is it. We're here, we're gonna stand, we're gonna fight. There is no other option. They don't listen to our words up in Capitol Hill. We have been fighting this for years. We've been expressing our words, our hearts, tearing our hearts out as fire leaders, communities, asking somebody to listen to us. We're here today because nobody has listened. We got to this point. We're at this point because nobody has listened. Nobody had paid attention to us. This is our homeland. Water and land is sacred to us. We're defending that right to defend our own homeland. Like Steve said earlier, my tribal member, Mr. Anto, said that the Europeans coming here, they come, they destroy, and they move on. Today, they buy houses, destroy the house, they move on to other locations. The 5 tribes are here. This is our land, this is our water. It's very sacred to us. We're not going nowhere. We're staying here. The people on Capitol Hill has to understand this is it. This is our last stand. If they want to push this further, they're at fault for not listening to us. Something happens this weekend, so be it. We're here. We're gonna stand and we'll fight. This is it.
Church people that, you know, when they go to there, you don't have to have a shrine here in order for it to be sacred to you, for it to mean anything to you. This is what we were taught as elders were talking about living here, you know.
I think that's with CHP in the event that I-40 starts getting blocked up. That's not anything to do with out here. As long as you guys are parked on the side of the road and we're not blocking the road and everything else in compliance, we don't have any problems.
So if we move the vehicles out, nobody will pull the block.
Yeah, right now we're stopping traffic coming down here just until we get the vehicles in compliance with the permit. But other than that, yeah, we don't. Yeah, we're anyone that comes in, we're still directing over the airstrip.
Now,
And we've allowed the AIM guys, we were allowing them to have a bus to shuttle people back and forth. If you guys want to, well, from right up here at the blockade now or the airstrip if they want. If, whatever you guys want to do, set that up. The permit calls for 10 vehicles, 2 buses out there. And just as if this was U.S. Ecology, you would expect us to enforce that permit. We're just trying to make sure everything stays in compliance. And if you guys do that, we're back up out of your hair with no problems.
and cars, so somebody's coming from wherever, off the water road exit, you're stopping them if they want to come here.
Right now we are.
Now, because we want to preserve the environment, which is why
Right.
we're here, of
Right.
course.
Yes.
So, if we were to move some of those vehicles over here, number one, they're safe from being towed
Yes, they are. We won't tow them
at all.
at all.
Okay. And number two, would cars then be able to come up here as long as they're parked here?
Yes, absolutely.
With that, when we comply with that, then your block.
Yep, we'll take the blockade down. We'll start letting the cars come in and park. Yeah, the permit calls for 10 out there, and that was, as you guys are aware, that was all done when they did their initial assessments on that and what it could support without endangering the environment at that site. So if we do that, we're all in.
I think it would have been good. I think it would have been good before you put up a roadblock, which I think is a somewhat provocative move that you were talking to tribal groups.
Well, that's why we came down here to do that. Once we heard there was more than 10 vehicles, just like if they would have told us they were planning on having that many vehicles, we could have worked that out beforehand as well. So I think communication's the key here. As long as we all talk to each other, I think we can make this all work smoothly. And that's my goal, and I know all along, and I'd like to commend the peacekeepers. They've done an excellent job doing that. Yesterday's press conference, I think, went real smooth, and we allowed them to regulate the traffic up there. And that's our goal. Is we want to make sure that this works with the minimum amount of friction. So if we can do that, we're out of your hair when the roadblock comes down, and we're back to driving around.
And at what point, since the Federal Register did say that Fort Dodge is supposed to be closed, what's your plans?
Well, our plan's basically the protest is a permitted activity, and the closure says that it's closed to casual use. That any permitted activities will be allowed to occur. And as long as the people are part of the protest and they're staying within the limits of whatever permit they're operating under, they continue to have access to it. Our goal is we don't want mom and pop and the kids that are out looking for a place to camp and picnic on a Saturday afternoon and inadvertently get down in here in the middle of something. People come up and they tell us that at our checkpoint they're part of the protest and they're complying. They're not getting out into the environment. They're not driving off the roads. They're welcome to come out and express their First Amendment rights.
They don't know their customs. They don't know their heritage totally. So it's up to us, myself, and others, to teach them, teach our people. And we come from the desert. We're born in the desert. Religion is in the desert. Our religion is not from overseas. It's here. And this is one reason why I'm here, just to protect what's happening. Main thing, it's an honor to be here with everybody here to stand up what they feel is right. This is not just a tribal issue, but, it's an American issue. It affects all people. If you allow this land to get contaminated, but the other dumps have been contaminated. Yucca Valley, the groundwater is contaminated, traveling. Beatty, the groundwater is contaminated. Colorado River is not too far from here. Is it going to get contaminated? The Bureau of Land Management is going to be proud if we get contaminated the Colorado River. Then who does it affect? It affects all the tribes along the Colorado River. It affects all the people along the Colorado River. It affects all the people living in Phoenix who get water from the Central Arizona Project. It affects all the people in the Los Angeles area who get the water from the metropolitan area. It affects the Mexican people in Mexico. The Colorado River to get contaminated. And then it becomes a global issue because in the ocean.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, sure. You're welcome. Oh, thank you.
These people are television crew from where now?
Todos Somos Marcos, a public access show in the LA area. Hi, I'm Peter.
Oh, I see. Yes.
And
glad to have you.
Mr. Barman,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Barak.
Pardon?
Barak.
Barak? Barakman.
Yeah,
Excuse me, thank you.
Army barracks.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see,
or you leave the
Barakman.
S and the M-A-N and barrackman.
I see. Thanks. And you people are tribal elders from the 5 Colorado River tribe,
We're
is that
one of
right?
them, yeah, we're the Fort Mojave.
Fort Mojave,
Yeah, we're the northern part of the others.
And you?
I'm with the Tribal Council.
And can I ask your name?
My name is Melba Guerrero.
Melba Guerrero. And?
Ward Valley Coalition, San Luis Obispo. Marie.
Marie. Well, how long has this encampment been going on?
2 years.
How long has it been going on?
Yeah, more than 2 years,
About
huh?
10 years. We held off 10 years.
That's right.
Started in 87.
That's right. You didn't like the idea from the start, huh, of having
No,
nuclear
we
waste
didn't.
next door.
Yeah, we knew them. Well, there's 15 million acre feet of water that's underneath your city. All of this pure water is draining right to the Colorado River now.
So it wouldn't be very good to have radioactive
it would be
waste
good to
in
put in
there.
unlined chemical stuff
No.
in here. It leaks in there and then it contaminates that and you got 20 million or more people drinking this Colorado River water.
Well,
They're going to put them in that cans or whatever. It's dangerous. And I don't think it's really needed in this area.
Well, even the BLM guy, when I spoke to him yesterday, told me that, that a report has come out of a university in Nebraska or someplace that says that it's not needed even from the industry's point of view, that the existing facilities are underutilized. So,
I guess it's all a money game. I guess I don't know how much Pete Wilson is getting, but he did get some money for his campaign fund from the
from USA
for Ecology. And right now we've been talking with the BLM people, and we just told them that we're not going to talk to them. We want to sit down and talk with the president. He should get off his ass and get down here and talk to us.
That's right.
I'd like to make a point
Sure.
to that. Governor Wilson received campaign contributions from Rockwell International, Pacific Gas and Electric Company, Southern California Edison. Those entities in themselves are highly nuclear proponents.
That's right. Hello.
What's against the reservation?
This is ours. We've been roaming. We've been thousands and thousands and thousands of years in this area.
I see.
And we know all about plants. We know all about animals in here, And we talk about turtles,
Yeah.
And I think there's somewhere in the book somewhere where you see where the turtle, according to the Mojave legend, he traveled all over turtle before he came to be a turtle.
I see.
And he was, you say, Doach, you know. Doach. I mean, he turned into a turtle, but he was still a human being.
And this area is where he became a turtle.
Yes.
So this is
He's
turtle
here.
special.
He's here.
I see.
He's here, you know. And he never go nowhere no more.
I'm very proud to be here because you know what? A lot of times when I go out and talk, I talk about all the creatures on the earth that our Creator put here for a purpose. And we always say, you know what? Mankind can come out and put things all over around here. And then they can move out, pack up their suitcases and stuff when this place is contaminated and move to a different area. But do these little turtles down here have suitcases and stuff to pack up and leave? No! That's one reason we're here, because a turtle is a very sacred person.
Right on.
And I've always mentioned that we're doing this for mankind. We're not only doing it for the 5 tribes along the Colorado River. We're doing this for all different colors of people, all creeds, all different nationalities, all different religions. Our religion of freedom is being out here. This is our temple right here. We can stay out here all night and sing and dance and praise our Creator for giving us this land. But
I'd like to thank the media for coming out here, participating and being very patient with us. I thank my people here and all other peoples here. As you can see, it's clearly demonstrated we're not alone. All these people are here that stand with us. We all believe that there's the right thing to do. There's tons and tons of opposition. Los Angeles County, San Bernardino County, Orange County, the towns, Lake Havasu, Yuma, Bullhead. Many people have signed petitions, passed resolutions that object to this. How much more do we need? There's no more beyond this. This is all we can do, but this is the greatest thing we can do. We don't fear any of you guys. We've got the greatest strength. We're not afraid. We'll die here if we have to. I will. I'm not afraid of them, you guys, or the scientists of it. No. That means nothing to me. My children mean everything to me. And if it takes for me to sacrifice my life for any of these people here, these elders, shit, I'm committed to do that. Clinton got no guts if he can't come out here and meet us. But again, I want to reiterate, we issued that challenge. We expect not only a response, but with that, an apology from the United States government for making us to have to go through and run this gauntlet, when by all means they had it within their hands to not even get to this point. That kind of concludes our media presentation here. I'd like to offer also that for anyone who is at this point in need of lunch or anything, we've got that available. Yes. Okay. There are buses and everything that can take you over to landing site. There's food and everything. And again, we're trying to reduce minimal impact. So if you jump on the bus, that reduces the impact of cars keep going up and down. And that's what we're trying to do here. So there's food available also. And you're welcome to that. By all means, if you can help the elders to maintain their need to get on and do that, we appreciate that help too also. It's been asked of me, because I did point out that there are representatives here from the Department of Interior and the BLM, if they can approach the press, make themselves aware so they can field some questions too also or whatever. I'd ask them to do that.
They step forward so that we know who they are, so that we can speak to them. We can take steps to send the message back.
We want to hear what they have to say.
If the message isn't sent and it was them, we hold responsible for their actions for not sending the message.
Okay? I don't know if they've heard that or not, but the request from these people here is if those officials can step forward so that they can be recognized and acknowledged of their presence.
We're relying upon you to get that message to them.
Almost 5 o'clock in DC.
When it's Friday,
I don't know that we're going to hear today.
Yes.
Yeah, he's busy all day.
Coming on down the line, I'm Molly Brady, and I'm local. I'm the Needles PLM manager. Just one thing, I'm not speaking for Bill Clinton, but I'd just like to say I admire your passion. I particularly admire the passion and intensity that I hear from your tribe.
We don't jump smoke. Only keep the house up. We'll have the same commitment.
Adamski, McGuire. How are you? Well, I am out here at Ward Valley. And a request has been made that the president come out here and meet with the 5 tribal leaders. Who do I need to talk to in presidential scheduling to pass this on?
Song.
Ya no más lágrimas de sangre en la tierra de Aztlán que Talcoa y Anahedo. Ya no más lágrimas de sangre en la tierra de Aztlán que Talcoa y Anahedo. Y a nuestra juventud onto the railroad y Anahedo. Y a nuestra juventud onto the railroad y Anahedo. 4 águilas en la tierra de Aztlán, Mexicayo y Anahedo. 4 águilas en la tierra de Aztlán, Mexicayo y Anahedo. Tierra y agua, águila y nopal y Anahedo. Tierra y agua, águila y nopal y Anahedo. Ya no más lágrimas de sangre en la tierra de Aztlán, que Talcoa y Anahedo. Ya no más lágrimas de sangre en la tierra de Aztlán, que Talcoa y Anahedo. Y a nuestra juventud onto the railroad y Anahedo. Y a nuestra juventud onto the railroad y Anahedo. 4 águilas en la tierra de Aztlán, Mexicayo y Anahedo.